4th Street between Boulder and Cheyenne, and this is where the protest has been happening. There is a rope line. They're honoring the police line, yellow tape line. You can see we've got, you know, a good sized platoon of, looks like all TPD. I see Broken Arrow here, and so far everybody's complying with orders. They're making their statements known. I guess this is what we would call a peaceful protest at this point. You know, they're getting loud. Peaceful protest so far, officer? Good. Officer nodded yes, he thinks it's peaceful. Told him I'll stay out of his way. He's got a job to do, and I'm gonna let him do his job. So anyway, I want to welcome fellow citizen journalists out here on the scene, Constitutional Grounds. David Oldham, part of my group of 3D Politics, and also from Minnesota's Mill City Citizen Media, Teresa Blair. You can see her work on her page. She's out here in the same intersection. She tipped me off to what was going on, so I came out here. It's good to see Minnesota citizen journalism out here, and plenty of others. The folks from Austin, Texas, InfoWars are behind the police line, so we got that going. You know, in local media. So anyway, basically everybody's making their presence known. This is kind of a mixture of Black Lives Matters, socialist Bernie Sanders, and you know, no justice, no peace, and just kind of a blend of different amalgamations of people not happy with fill in the blank. Now what you see in the distance there is the first checkpoint to go into to get into the what we call the green zone. Hey, Oldham.
So how do you get this to go? He always wants me to be in portrait, so landscape.
When you start going live, go live with it in landscape, and it'll stay there.
That's what I thought, but then it keeps telling me not to.
Well, you're actually upside down. If you did a full 180, you would be better off.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
So my camera has to be the other direction?
And your stereotypical protest, where it's always led by a loud woman and a compadre of a bunch of beta males, and then a few thugs standing in the back. Wouldn't you say, Oldham? That's pretty much, he's laughing. He doesn't want to admit it, but I got it. You know, and you know, Oldham, listen, as you know, a couple of people who stand for constitutional grounds, this is a healthy thing, as long as it stays victimless, right?
Right. They must remain victimless. They need to stay out of the way so that they're not in people's ways.
Yes, blocking people's access is victimizing people.
Correct.
Right. So, I came up to it, and they kind of looked at me like, you ain't going anywhere, and I held up my wristband saying, oh, I've already been inside, and it's okay, come over here, and police have been fine. You know, I look at the expressions on these officers here. They look relaxed. They don't look tense. They look like they have a job to do. They're ready to do it, but they don't want to do it.
Right. No,
that's
they don't.
Good.
They don't want.
And that's the temperament.
Maintaining peace. And quite frankly, as you see, they put up the crime scene tape, and they're not allowing anybody past it.
Yeah.
They push right up to it, but nothing. You know, the individuals themselves have worked it out.
Yeah.
Nobody has gotten violent with anybody else.
Yeah.
And no matter how vociferous the argumentation became, everybody remained respectful.
Yeah.
So.